Hello and welcome to the second video of coding decoding fundamentals. So this is part B of the video. In part A we looked at coding decoding from letter series, which is from alphabets it's getting changed to another alphabet. In this video we'll look at where an alphabet changes to, let's say, a number or to a symbol as well. So let's get started. We talked about EJOT, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25, right? So like that, and we need to know these numbers. So what happens in the numbers, right? So for example, if let's say if somebody is saying if A, B, C, D, let's say becomes 40, what do you think D, E, F would become? So now first step is A, B, C, D. How is this becoming 40? So the place value of this is 1, the place value of this is 2, the place value of this is 3, the place value of this is 4. Now how can this become 40? So let's add up the whole thing. 4 plus 3, 7 plus, so this can either become, if you add it's becoming 10, if you multiply 4, 3, 12 into 2, 24, if you multiply also it's becoming 24. Okay, let's say they are giving you another example. They are saying also BCD is becoming 27. So another thing, so here B place value is 2, this place value is 3, and this place value is 4. Again 4 into 3, 12 into 2, 24. 24 now is becoming 27. That means something is at play. Now if this addition is all becoming 10, but if you see this is 40, that means there's a multiple of 4. If you add all these things up, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. But this is becoming 27, that is there's a multiple of 3. So what's happening is that you are adding up the place values and multiplying into the number of alphabets you have. So here how many alphabets you had? 4. Here how many you had? 3. So here the addition is 9 into 3 is 27. So similar logic you can apply here. That means here the place value is 4, this is 5, this is 6. So 6 plus 4, 10 plus 5, 15 into 3. So this will actually become 45. So this is just one way to do it, right? There could be multiple other ways to do it also. But normally, let's say if I say ABC is 6 and they're saying what is DF? Can you find that out? Now if you notice here in this question, you actually cannot. So they would not give you 1. So for example, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Now if you add all this becoming 6, but if you multiply also it's becoming 6, no? 3 into 2, 6 into 1, 6. So if through two things you are getting 6, they have to give another example to say, okay, this is the logic. Otherwise they cannot give, because if I say 4 into 6 is 24, 4 plus 6 is 10. So you can get 2 answers. So typically they won't do that. But ultimately what happens is that they look at place value, and in the place value they could move 1 up, 1 minus, or they could multiply the number of places, right? Or they can say ABC is actually 600. And they're saying and DE is actually 900. So what they are doing, they are just adding A plus B plus 6, let's say 6, right? And then they are adding into 6, let's say 100. So if they ask you what will be, let's say TU, so what will it be? Now T is how much? 20, 21. So 20 plus 21, that means this is 41, so it would be 4100, like that, right? So 100 they just multiply it randomly to every number. So it could be this type. Sometimes what they also do is they will give you some symbols. They are saying ABC is actually dollar, percentage and question mark. And they will say, and we know that A, D, F is actually, let's say, percentage, star and a triangle. So the question would be, what do you think would be, what is the value of A? So can we not find that out? I know that in these two things, the only common thing is this percentage, and here the only thing is here also common AA, and here also common this. That means A is actually percentage. So things like that, right? So this is all about these numbers, and symbols if you practice more. So let's practice 6 questions, 3 on numbers and 3 on symbols to become good at this. 20 is written as something, so that means how many alphabets are there? There are 6 alphabets and it's coding to 6 alphabets, and 11 is also coded as something. That means for each alphabet we are replacing it by a number. Either there could be some logic or it could be just that same thing. So what we have to say, we have to say 12 is written in that code. How? Okay, let's see if things are remaining same. So E stands for how much? E is at the third place value. That means E, how are they converting E? 3. But what about here? Are they converting E3? Yes. Are they converting E3? Yes. Are they converting E3? Yes. That means that's how it's moving. So if E is 3, it would be under this. That's the logic. Now if we want to calculate 12, which is what is asked, this is very easy. 12. So TWE, that means all these three. So 8, 6, 3 would be here. And then TWE, LVE. So LVE. So L is 2. Right, from this we can see. And VE. VE would be 03. So 863203. 863203. So first option. So all we did is we said, okay, what is getting replaced by what? There are some things common to prove, saying that okay, E stands for this, because they could be have been interchanged, but they did not interchange it. That means TWE, we already have all these alphabets and there's a code corresponding to that that's written. So we just have to pick it from there and go ahead. Next question says, if machine is coded as this, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So for each corresponding, they are changing it, right? And see, for A, it's becoming 7. C, it is increasing by 2 plus. And M, it is high. That means I don't think they're doing any reversal also. It seems to be in line. And M and N is also plus 1, and that's how it's becoming. So that means A is, they're starting from 7th, and then similarly they're increasing. So actually M's place value is actually how much? See, we know EJOTY, KLMNO, MNO. That means this is 13. So this 13 is actually becoming how much? 19. A is how much? 1. It is becoming how much? 7. That means 13 is becoming 19 and 1 is that means they're adding 6 in all the place values, right? So that is exactly what we have to do. So D is 4, 1, KLMNO, MNO. So that means O is 14, N is 14, sorry, right? 4, 1, 14, and then okay, 4, 1, 14. That means now if you had 6, so this would be 10 plus 7, 14 plus 6, 20, 10, 7, 20. Now is there any 10, 7, 20? No. Only option is this. So we need not check for others. We can just mark this here. Okay. So that means place value, if we know the place value, right, we just have to add a certain number constantly in every other alphabet and we could have arrived at a number. Okay. Let's look at the last question on this number series. Canada is written as 18. Okay. Now, how could you possibly arrive at a number like this from this? And then they are saying coding, India would be coded as what? So you have to come to a number basis on these alphabets. Now see, what are the things that can happen? There could be a multiplication of all the place values. So for example, we know the place value of Canada. Okay, let me just space it and write it here like that. Place value of Canada, C is 3. This is 1. MNNO. So that means this is 14. A is 1 again. D is 4. This is 1. So either there could be a multiplication of all these things, but that was be a much bigger number, but he's saying 18. So okay, or there could be addition. Okay, let's add them up. So the addition, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 14, 18, 18 plus 6, that means 24, right? But this is not 24, this is becoming 18. So how are you reaching from 24 to 18? Is that he's reducing 6. So is 6 could be corresponding to what? 6 could be corresponding to the number of alphabets. Here there are 6 alphabets. That means 24 minus 6. That means what will happen is that if there is a number, let's say AB, the logic would be 1 plus 2, because place value of 1 is A is 1, B is 2, and minus the number of alphabets, which is 2. So it would be actually be 1. So here also we will do the same thing for India. So for India, I is at what place? IJ, so I is at 9, right? N O, so N is at 14 place, right? And then D is at 4 place, right? I is at again 9 place, right? A is at 1 place. That means you add and then minus the number of alphabets, meaning minus 5. So 14, okay, this 9 plus 1 become 10. This is 18, right? 10 and 18 is 28. 28 plus 10, 38 minus 1, 37. 37, but is 37 the answer? No. We have to also subtract minus the number of letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 5, which is 32. So actually this is the answer. So be careful, don't mark option like this the moment you get 37. So there was the logic. So ultimately what could happen in these things, right? They could add all these things up and then say add the number of letters, let's say 6 letters. They could say minus the number of letters, minus 6 in this case, right? These are the possibilities that they can do, right? Or they could multiply and then divide by a certain number, right? So all these things only, right? So the more you practice these questions, the more familiar and faster you will get. Okay, let's do just one last type on this coding decoding, and these are symbol questions. So sometimes they may say this is written as something else. So there are symbols they're replacing by, right? So you have to just check corresponding symbol, not necessarily exactly, but okay. So let's say 4 alphabets and it's moving to 4 of these symbols. NAC, there is nothing common, otherwise we could have checked for common. Okay, NAC is coded as this. Okay, so they're saying how candles is coded in the same way. So candle, CAN. Okay, here is NAC. That means it has to have percentage, question mark and star. Can, and this is opposite, right? So star, question mark, percentage, star, question mark, percentage, star, question mark, percentage. Okay, so I already got this, right? Yeah, this is not there, right? So that means this is the only option, right? Okay, let's check for DLES also. DLES. So DLES. So D is what? D is okay. This hash sign. Okay, fine. And then of course, right? DE, right? LES. LES is at the rate dollar and the ampersand, right? So this is the answer. Because all of these are different alphabets, you could have just checked that okay, these 4 should be there, right? So these 4 were available in this series, so hence the answer. This is again very easy. Okay, sometimes these questions also come, like they will say in a certain code Delhi is capital is written as 759, capital or beautiful is written as this, not in the same order necessarily. That means it doesn't mean that Delhi is 7 and is 5 and capital is 9. And similarly, capital are beautiful, they are coding this as something, and then they are saying 1, 2 more, and they're saying what is the code for beautiful. Now this is again common sense, right? It's like how you have equations, right? A plus B plus C is this, and another equation is also says A plus B plus 2C is this. Now tell me what is this, right? So like that. So here if you see what is the code for beautiful, okay, now what is common here in the capital, right? Okay, so where is beautiful? Delhi is beautiful here. Okay, so this is very simple. So if Delhi is capital and capital are beautiful, that means only in these 2 sentences the only thing common is what? The only thing common is capital, and in the numbers also the only thing common is 9. That means I know that capital would be 9, right? So if he says Delhi is beautiful, right, so that means Delhi is, the answer for Delhi is would be 7:5, right? 7 or 5, Delhi is, right? Either is 5 or 7, this thing. So what is the only thing remaining is 6. That means beautiful would be 6, right? So hope you get this. So what we did is we just looked at this line and said Delhi is capital between these 3 words, and these 3 words the only common thing is capital. So you calculated the code for capital. Once you got the code for capital, you said in the next one he says Delhi is yeah, so capital, you can say capital is actually how much? It is 9. So if it is 9, that means 7 and 5 is pending for Delhi is, right? And Delhi is 7 or 5. So here he is asking Delhi is. So there would be definitely 7, 5 and one more thing, beautiful, and that is what we have to find out. So 7, 5 is Delhi is, only remaining is 6, which is your answer. Okay, let's do the next one. Which of the following says capital is beautiful? So capital we already know is 9, right? Is we know is 7 or 5, right? Is, we know beautiful is 6, right? Okay, 6. Patna also capital, so Patna also capital. So from this, what can we say? Can we say is? No, we cannot calculate is from here also. That means it could be 9, 6 and probably something more. Now whether it's 5 or 7, we don't know, right? So 967 or 965, we are sort of, we don't know. So I think it would be cannot be determined, because we don't know how we will calculate the code for is. It could be 7 or 5, unless there is a statement which sort of gives you the answer. Okay, so we did around 10 questions, and the idea was to introduce you to 10 different type of questions, so that you don't find it difficult and you start getting a hang of these things. I think coding decoding, if you've gone through these variety of questions and have practiced 50-100 questions, you will be so comfortable that you can just point it out in 10 seconds, whereas others are still figuring out as to what is the answer. So my request to you would be, practice as many questions, and if let's say you come across a difficult question where you're not able to do it also, I would say leave the question. I mean, you can't spend more than a minute in these questions. If within 10, 20, 30 seconds you're not able to figure out, move to the next question, maybe look at it again, right? So but anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.